Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are going to continue talking about figurative language. If you haven't seen the previous video, I made a video for you about similes, and today's video is about metaphors. So it's really important, if you have not seen the video on similes, that you watch that video, because today, in talking about metaphor, I will be referring to similes, so that's something you should do if you haven't seen it. All right, so let's get started on talking about metaphors. Now, just understand that figurative language, right, is the umbrella of these different types of figurative language, different types of ways that authors or people use creative words, okay? Now, why use figurative language? Think of it like this. Would you want to watch TV in black and white? When you speak literally, with the way that most of us speak when we're learning English, we speak literally. If we see something, we say, I see this. You say exactly what you see, right? But to speak in a figurative way is trying to show the person what it looks like without saying exactly what it looks like. So you actually bring in other creative language to represent what it is you see. And that is why we think of figurative language to give our speaking and our communication more color. It makes our communication more creative and more interesting. Okay, so today's topic is a metaphor. Let me move this down. Okay, a metaphor. What is a metaphor? A metaphor is a comparison of two things, but without using the words like or as. So in a simile, you do use the word like or as, but in metaphors, you take out the word like or as. And a metaphor actually explains one thing. A metaphor actually makes one thing become something very different by renaming it. Okay, so you will say something like, the smoke was cotton balls billowing from the chimney. Okay, so think of, yes, we could just say the smoke was coming out of the chimney, but that's not enough. We want you to imagine that what I saw looked like if it was cotton balls. That's how the smoke looked. It was a thick white smoke. So for that reason, we use cotton balls. The smoke was cotton balls billowing, which means coming out from the chimney. So when I say that the smoke was, I mean to say that's what it looked like, okay? The second example, the sun is a furnace. So the sun is being compared to a furnace, right? A furnace is like a very hot fireplace or a stove, somewhere where you put fire and it's kept in like a steel container. So that's a furnace. And so what that means is the sun is not a furnace, literally. It is just hot, right? The sun is hot is what this sentence really represents. That it is very hot, that the sun is a furnace, right? Which we know it is not really a furnace, but we say it that way so that people will understand it's just so hot today. The sun is hot. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so this is the movie Shrek. When you were young and your heart was an open book. That's a metaphor, because what it means is that when you are open with, you were willing to open your heart like an open book. Okay, you were willing to accept. So that is how that is a metaphor used in movies. On this one here, we're going to read and locate the metaphor. This is from the book This I Believe. I like this book a lot. So here we have the essay A Silent Night That Brought Healing by Steve Benko. So the very first sentence reads, I've been moved by the magic of Christmas music since the nuns in grammar school etched the words of the carols into my brain. Now let's think about this. What is etched? Okay, so etched means like to take something sharp, right? To take something sharp, like this pen, and to scrape, right? So here is an example. I'm etching on this wood, right? I would leave a mark. So to say that the nuns of the church in grammar school etched the words of the carols, which are the songs of Christmas, into my brain. Now, did they really etch the words of the song into his brain? No. But what that represents is that they really made them learn it, and they made them practice a lot so that they had to learn these songs. And so that metaphor here is what that represents, that they had to learn. They had to learn the songs, and they practiced singing them many, many times. That's why they were etched or carved into their brain. Okay, so I'm not going to read more. I think that's good. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so continuing with Katy Perry. In Katy Perry's song, The Fireworks, she also uses a metaphor. And this is later on in the song in line 16. It says, 'cause baby, you're a firework. Okay, now you are not really a firework, but she's saying you are bright like a firework, or you are strong, or you're popping like a firework. So that's what she means to say. But here again, it uses you are, right? You are a firework to represent that you are like a firework. So we don't use the word like here, right? It's not being used in a metaphor. Okay? And let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's move to this one. How to create a metaphor. It's quite easy. You think of a subject or you think of a person. In this case, I'm going to think of abs, since I already have that picture. Now, what are some examples of things that are like abs, right? We have to compare it to something. Again, we still have rock, table. I'm just going to use the same example, and I'm going to say, all we do here is compare the noun using the adjective, but this time take out as hard as, all right? So we're not using the adjective. We're just going to use the two comparisons of the two nouns, okay? So we're saying my abs are rocks. Okay, so this is so now we're saying my abs are rocks. Yeah, my abs are rocks, man. So that helps you understand that at least I think my abs are rocks, which means that I am very fit. Let's try another one. Think of a subject, a cat. What are some examples of things like another noun that is also like a cat? Soft, warm, or tender. Okay, so now we're going to compare the nouns, right? We're going to say my cat is an angel. Okay, my cat is not really an angel from heaven, but my cat behaves very good and is very kind and gentle, like an angel. So I just say my cat is an angel. And you understand that I mean to say my cat is a very good cat. Her fur is a blanket. Okay. So again, my cat's fur is not really a blanket. It's not long enough, nor could I use it to cover myself. But it does give you the idea that her fur is very soft and warm. And so that's how I could describe my cat and how she keeps me warm. Okay, so here is our activity. Here are some sentences that contain similes or metaphors. Let's identify the simile or metaphor and then underline the two words in each sentence that are being compared. Number one, the cat's fur was a blanket of warmth. Okay, so the cat's fur is being compared to what? A blanket. Is this a simile or a metaphor? It's a metaphor, the one we learned today, because there's no like or as. Number two, the lamp was a beacon of sunshine. So what two things are being compared? The lamp to what? Beacon or sunshine? This is a hard one. I'm going to say was a beacon. A beacon is like a very bright light, and then also sunshine. So we're going to just have to say these two are together. And this is also a metaphor. Number three, the fireworks were a lantern in the sky. Fireworks is the first subject. What's the second thing it's being compared to? A lantern in the sky. So these two are together. So fireworks are being compared to a lantern. So they were lighting up the sky. And this is also a metaphor. Number four, John slept like a dog. Okay, we're taking a subject and comparing it to a noun, like a log, sorry. And it uses the word like, so it's telling us. So here, this is a simile. So it's telling us that he was very tired. And number five, Mary was as sweet as pie. The subject is Mary, and we're comparing to how she is a pie, sweet as a pie. And so our keywords are here. So this is a simile. Number six, George is lightning as he runs the race. George is lightning as he runs the race. George is the subject being compared to lightning. So we're saying he is very fast, just like lightning travels very fast. And this uses is, right? Not like or as, so this is a metaphor. Number seven, Gwen sings like an expert. Gwen is being compared to what noun? An expert. It uses the word like, so this is a simile. Number eight, Mark's voice is velvet. So the voice is being compared to velvet. Now, velvet has a quality of being very smooth. So here, because it says is, it's telling us that his voice is smooth, like velvet. So he has a smooth voice, and that's a metaphor. Number nine, Cindy is a fish when she swims. Cindy is being compared to a fish, and she is a fish. Therefore, that is a metaphor. Tom is like a computer. So Tom is being compared to a computer when he does math. So because it uses the word like, it is a simile. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in a few days for our third part with personification. Thank you. Bye-bye.